Good morning, you beautiful people. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. Today, I want to talk about the untapped gold mine that is Custom Mutations. I believe Treyarch and players alike are really sitting on top of Custom Mutations because Custom Mutations is an utterly fantastic premise that we've wanted for years in a zombie title, and now that we finally have them, no one seems to be using them. So here are some of my suggestions in order for Treyarch to change and perhaps you to change your mindset on how we can better implement and better enjoy Custom Mutations here in Black Ops 4. Change number 1 from Treyarch: implement some Easter eggs. And I don't just mean the main Easter eggs, I mean all of the Easter eggs, the side Easter eggs, the bonus Easter eggs, the free perk Easter eggs. We shouldn't be limited to what Easter eggs we can and cannot do in Custom Mutations, with the big exception being we first need to complete them in a classic setting game mode. That is the big caveat to this. You cannot go into Custom Mutations and just ease your way through the Easter egg. You need to earn it with the classic setting. I believe that is the fair balance needed in order for us to enjoy Easter eggs. As of right now, no one's really doing Easter eggs, and no one feels compelled to do Easter eggs, and I feel like Custom Mutations can be a brilliant way of getting people back into doing Easter eggs. Can you imagine the different possibilities of turning down zombie health so that Easter eggs are a little bit easier, opening up all the doors so you can properly test things about specific steps to the Easter eggs? Can you imagine doing Easter eggs with insanely difficult boss zombies, a super sprinter Easter egg? That would be absolutely ridiculous, and that would cause for so much more replayability. Now, of course, there are certain Easter egg steps. For example, Voyage of Despair, you need Catalyst Zombies. So if you turn off Catalyst Zombies, you're going to soft lock yourself out of the Easter egg, which is a hurdle. However, I would recommend, if at all possible, perhaps have a little red exclamation point or a red flag or some sort of in-game indicator when you turn on or off for setting, hey, this is going to soft lock you out of the Easter egg. If you turn on this setting, you cannot do this Easter egg or that Easter egg. However, I do believe it would be an overwhelmingly positive thing to add Easter eggs into Custom Mutations once we've unlocked them and beat them in the classic difficulty. The second change that I suggest is we can be so much more creative with daily, weekly, and monthly callings than we are currently being. Don't get me wrong, I don't think that these daily callings are offensive. 150 specialist kills, open up these doors, earn these points, get 750 kills with an assault rifle. Very inoffensive, very simple, very straightforward, very solid. However, wouldn't it just be so cool to have a Custom Mutation setting that the Treyarch developers said, you know, maybe super sprinter stokers on Voyage, or super slow and super weak enemies, but you start on round like 50 or something, and the daily, weekly, monthly calling is survive X number of rounds with this specific daily or Custom Mutation settings. Survive for 5 rounds starting on round 50 in a Custom Mutations game. Can you imagine the creativity and the challenge and the gameplay variety? This daily, weekly, monthly calling is your platform to showcase how amazing and innovative and creative you can be with Custom Mutations. You can do starting room only challenges for daily, weekly, monthly callings. You can do vampire only, catalyst zombie only, tiger only, gladiator only, or you can do super sprinter only, starting on round whatever only, pack-a-punch disabled only. You can do so many things. You can do snipers only, LMGs only. There are so many different customization options that you can challenge the community with that I don't feel is being taken full advantage of right now. It is worth noting, as of making this video, we only have daily callings, so it is possible that with factions, that with monthly and weekly callings, that this stuff could be implemented, but I don't know. I just want to throw this idea out there because we haven't seen it yet. This would be fantastic. And this change comes with a second part. We should have the ability to save a specific settings, you know, like create your own custom game. Like if I want a starting room only challenge, then I should be able to modify the game how I want to, and then hit a little button that says save custom mutation settings, and then that can go into a folder, and every time I want to do a starting room only challenge, I just go into that folder, say, hey, here's my starting room challenge settings, start that, and then you can start up the game. I feel like that would be a lot more beneficial to creating custom game modes, and then maybe we could even share the game modes here, have the community share their own custom mutation game modes, and then you can just increase replayability that way. I think that would be a fantastic addition as well. So that is it for the Treyarch changes. The last change, the third and final change, is going to be to the community. Number 3, start playing in custom mutations. Now I understand we don't get XP, we don't rank up our player, we don't rank up our weapons, we only get Nebelium Plasma. However, this is still a fun game mode. This is the core gameplay of Zombies the way you want to play. The gameplay behind you you're seeing is a game of Voyage of Despair with no catalyst zombies, and it was so much fun. It was so relaxing. It was like regular old zombies on this map, and it's a great map. It's a fantastic map, and yes, there were stokers every round, but I could turn those off if I wanted to, but it was just such a more enjoyable experience to me. And thinking back to previous titles, for example, perhaps Zetsubou no Shima is a good example. If I wanted to reduce the frequency of thrashers, I could do that in custom mutations. If I wanted to reduce the frequency of manglers and valkyries, I could do that in custom mutations. Those are some of the biggest annoyances I have with the core gameplay of Black Ops 3, and I could change that with custom mutations. I am probably going to make a video about catalyst zombies and how I feel about them, but I could just turn those off. Even if I hated catalyst zombies, I turned those off, and I can have an enjoyable experience, and I can have a classic Zombies experience made the way I want to play. And yes, I didn't rank up, didn't get any weapon XP, but the most important thing, I had fun and I enjoyed myself. And isn't that something that we should be playing Zombies for? I've seen a lot of people say that, oh, what's the reward of gauntlets? Oh, what's the point of doing Easter eggs? Oh, what's the point of leveling up in Zombies? Are you playing the game to be rewarded? Or are you playing the game because you enjoy the game? And I'm a big believer that you should play a game because you want to enjoy the experience. You paid money for this game. You should enjoy the core fundamentals of that game. And if you don't enjoy the core fundamentals of this game, then custom mutations is your #1 way of changing that. If you really dislike the vampires, I've seen so many people say, I hate the vampires on Dead of the Night. I'm becoming kind of annoyed with them myself as well, but you can turn them off in custom mutations and you can have an enjoyable experience in Dead of the Night. Now I understand. I love weapon progression, I love leveling up my player, I love feeling like I'm advancing towards something within the meta of the game. But when you go back and you play an old zombie game, if you go back and play Call of the Dead, if you go back and play Nacht der Untoten or Kino der Toten or Origins, you're playing it because of the core gameplay. You're not ranking up in that game, you're not ranking up your weapons, you're just enjoying the map for what it is, and custom mutations, like I've said before, is the best way that we can do that. So hopefully this video has inspired you, and maybe if we share this video, maybe somebody at Treyarch can possibly see it and get inspired as well. These are very minor changes, but I wholeheartedly believe the biggest problem with custom mutations right now is just that we're not really giving it the chance that it deserves. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please let me know your thoughts about custom mutations in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for your support. You guys have been absolutely phenomenal. It does not go unnoticed. I love how much you're commenting, you're active in this community. I absolutely love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until the next absolutely beautiful Zombies morning, I'll catch up with you guys later. And as always, stay beautiful.